food.
You love food.
Y'all love food.
We all love food. We're your hosts, Elizabeth Marquez
And Andrew Kano.
with Houston City Beats.
Foodie Life. Houston's best, worst, and downright ugly restaurants, cafes, bars, and holes in the wall.
Anything you drink or eat, we'll talk about it.
Hello, everybody. It's your host
Elizabeth Marquez.
and Andrew Kano here with Houston City Beats Foodie Life.
Foodie Life.
And we're going to talk about what?
Chocolate. Chocolate.
Chocolates.
Cocoa.
Chocolate. Yes, it's all about chocolate today. We got some pretty interesting facts. A lot of facts that most of you guys are going to be like, what?
No way.
Yeah, really? Nah. I want some. And we've got everything from the most expensive chocolate to, recipes and stuff that people use for chocolate to put in. For instance, mole. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You want to start this off today?
Well, before we get started, I have to say the most fascinating thing about food, besides the fact that we all eat it, is the culture behind the history behind every food that we eat. It is that to me is the most fascinating thing about what we're doing with the Houston Foodie Life.
True.
And we really appreciate the opportunity to bring all of these facts, some well known and some not so well known, to you all. So with that, let's get started.
Okay.
So Houston City Beats Foodie Life. What is the Foodie Life about?
So the Foodie Life is about anything you eat or anything that you drink. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be rated on a system. Oh, that's something different. But we're going to talk about it here. We also go out to different restaurants and we try the food there. And then we have a rating system here at Houston City Beat. And we'll let Liz tell you about how we rate their food and stuff like that.
And we go to, whether it's a restaurant, a bar, a hole in the wall,
cafe, whatever.
Anything you eat or drink, we'll talk about it. And we'll
I
also
don't care if it's
review
just a little rolling guy with like paletas. We're going to go check him and we'll give him a review. Paletas.
Now, I'm very particular about where I eat, so I won't be going to that
She can wait in the car.
suspicious...
You can wait in your Alfa Romeo.
Yeah,
Don't bring
no.
paletas.
I won't be eating at the suspicious food truck. I have a sensitive stomach, okay, so I have to be careful. So anyway,
Okay.
Let's move on from that conversation.
Gotcha.
Okay, good. So our rating system for food that we review, and we have a couple of restaurants, not a couple, we have several restaurants that we're reviewing today. It's either feet or heat. We give it feet if it's really bad and we walk out the door, and we give it heat if it's awesome.
Yes.
Yes, and we, I
That's
wouldn't say we recommend it, but I would say we had a great experience,
Yeah.
and
Pretty much.
we would definitely go back.
Absolutely. So that's a rating system, just so you guys know it. Now, we are waiting on props. I went to the mall, or I didn't go to the mall. I called, I found the props. We're trying to get some feet so we can, pick them up. And I ordered them. This is funny. And I ordered them at least 2 weeks ago. They called me last week. They said they were there. I passed by there. Oh, we're sorry, we sold it. How do you sell something that I already ordered?
They sold your feet?
They sold my foot.
So is it 1 foot or 2 feet?
It was 1 foot. I have about 1 foot. It's a big foot like
only
that.
1 foot?
Yeah, I should have ordered 2. So yeah, I went back and they're like, I didn't even tell you about that, huh?
Foot.
Yeah, he was, oh, we sold it. We're sorry. He's like,
That's great.
I ordered that foot. Why would you even put it out on the market?
Okay, that's as strange as, when you're driving down the road and you see this random shoe. That's as strange as that situation. How does someone just lose one shoe?
Well, if you ask me, everybody's vision's different. A kid got ran over, somebody got hit, and they knocked him out of his shoes.
Wow, that's great. Okay, so anyway, moving on. So that's our version of rating our food experiences.
Yes, it is.
And we also have restaurant events called Get to Shout Out, and we have a new one that we just came up with yesterday, which I have forgotten. But we'll have more information on that next week.
We definitely will. Definitely will have more information on that and other things that we're doing here at Houston City Beat, guys.
How can people find us on social media?
You can find us on social media by going to Houston City Beat. Either on Facebook, you can go to our website, which is also HoustonCityBeat.com. We're also on LinkedIn, and we are also on Instagram.
Don't forget TikTok.
Oh, we now do TikTok. I really
TikTok.
seriously thought that was like a kid thing. But man, you got all these people making money from it. And I went to go on it, and I actually took it like a little 8-minute course. And I can actually do videos now. And I told her this morning, hey, I'm going to do videos for Houston CBC. Like, no, I got that. And you got the other stuff. It is, complicated. a little
Let's
bit.
each stick to our own areas of specialty,
Yeah,
shall
yeah.
we?
She could have just said that. She was like, no, because Andrew Kano, he does other things. I'm like, okay, I was just trying to help.
Yeah.
But yes, we do TikTok now, guys, and you can find us on any one of those social media handles.
And of course, our website, HoustonCityBeat.com, where we run all of our video stories. We do a lot of post stories, so you can find information out there. And if you would like to get interviewed for Houston City Beat, we
Reach
are
out.
always looking for creative geniuses in Houston. And who's a creative genius?
You look in the mirror.
Yeah, every time you look in the mirror, you see a creative genius, and that's you. So reach out to us. We'd love to chat with you and see if you can come on to the one of the Houston City Beat videos. And we also have spots available if you'd like to come on to the Houston City Beat Foodie Life. We have sponsorship spots available, so you're more than welcome to reach out to Andrew Kano or myself, Lizbeth Marquez. You can reach me at Liz, at HoustonCityBeat.com.
And if you have some information, or if you're a chef, or you just want to talk about food, hey, we'll bring you on board. Just give us a call or send us an email or DM us. How they people say now? DM us.
Direct messaging.
Yeah, to DM us, and we'll get back to you, and then we'll put you on one of the shows just so we can talk with you.
Like, talk about what?
It's got to be food. Sorry, it's got to be food. That guy, we're going to bring him in. He's going to be like, yeah, so tell me about the NASA spacecraft.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
All right, so it's
It
got to
has
be about food.
Food related.
Right
You know
on.
what would be an interesting show? To talk about what astronauts eat in outer space.
What astronauts eat in outer
Yeah.
space? We should have. That's what we're going to do for another show, real quick. Like different stuff where people eat different things.
Yeah, like, what do you eat in space? If you
Interesting.
happen to find yourself in outer space, what are your food options?
And what would you take to space with you if you had a choice?
You can't eat everything. Like, you can't sit down for a bowl of gumbo or chicken soup, right?
Probably not. We don't know that because we're not astronauts.
I don't know. Like, how do you even drink water?
I don't know. We're going to look into that, though. We'll let y'all know. Deal?
Yeah.
All right.
So that's a great topic. So let's talk about, we have some chocolate facts to share before we get started on our
We've got a few.
chocolate voyage here.
We've got a few.
So would you like to start?
Yeah, I do actually.
Andrew Kano?
So we're going to start off with the chocolate fact number 1, and this is about the cocoa tree. It takes 400 cocoa beans to make 1 pound of chocolate. 1 pound of chocolate. So if you kind of just start to think the astronomical numbers behind how many people eat chocolate in a day, how many pounds of chocolate must be made to make all the chocolate, that's a lot. Like, I couldn't even fathom it. And also, each cocoa tree produces approximately 2,500 beans. Can you imagine how many beans? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, you got the next one?
Well, when you look at that number and you think
It's just crazy, yo.
So when you look at that number and you think, wow, that's a lot of cocoa beans, there are between 40 to 50 million people that depend on cocoa for their livelihood.
Yeah, like if there wasn't cocoa, they can survive, they can live.
And these are all, so cocoa, from what I understand, the research that I did, cocoa is hand harvested. So all of the farms out there, the cocoa farms, both in West Africa and, are there cocoa farms in Central America?
There are. Remember
There
we
should
did the
be.
Mesopotamia? What is it, that area?
Mesoamerica.
Mesoamerica.
Americana.
Yeah.
Neither of us are history buffs.
Yeah,
or
so we're actually
geography
learning on
buffs.
this show. Like, we really
Yeah.
learn a lot.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
is it Mesoamerica? Mesoamerica is the
Mesoamerica.
other. So Africa does 70% of the harvesting.
Mesoamericans.
Yeah, so Africa is responsible for 70% of the growth of cocoa beans. That's a lot. So almost all of the chocolate is coming from Africa. And then the other 30% comes from the rain. It's Mesoamerica, which is everything from, where does it start?
From northern Mexico.
Down all the way to Peru.
No, the middle of Mexico all the way down
to Peru.
Yes.
Peru was the last one. Almost to Argentina, but not quite there. So then that's going to be the other portion of the world that does the rest of the cocoa. And everything else, nobody else does it. These are the only dividends of continents or countries that actually produce the cocoa.
Well, from the research that I did, I only found information about West Africa and the farms in West Africa, the families in West Africa that produce.
Okay.
Within their farms, it's like it's a family farm, right? So you have the entire family involved in the process of collecting, harvesting, growing these cocoa trees. And did you know? Well, of course you did know because we already went over this.
I did know.
Yeah. So the cocoa, the tree, it's the older leaves will move accordingly to the sun. So it'll go horizontally and vertically, and it'll also move to protect the younger leaves from the sun. What are you
like
doing?
like the leaves falling in the sun.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's falling in the sun.
I thought you had
the heat? Where's the heat? Where's the heat? Where's the
Wow,
heat?
I thought you had a twitch in your neck.
No. I'm looking for the heat. I'm looking for the heat.
Okay.
All right,
good.
what else?
I was a little worried about you.
No,
there
no,
for a
fine.
minute. Okay.
My doctor's appointment's next week. I'm good.
Okay, good. So that to me is fascinating. You know
It's pretty
what
cool.
other plant does that? The sunflower.
Yeah, the sunflower.
But it doesn't protect younger sunflowers. They don't care about
They're
the
like,
younger
Where's
sunflowers.
the heat? Get out of my way.
You're
Where's
on
the heat? Get out of my
your
way.
own, you know. That's what they say to each other. But the cocoa tree,
They do it together, right?
They do it together. I've never seen a cocoa tree
I bet
in
you with the
person.
technology we have, we could find it in, what is it when it goes
The
really
video?
slow? No, in the video, but they do it
Time-lapse?
time lapse. We could find it in time lapse, so we'll
We
probably
could
look for
find
that.
a time lapse video
Be very nice.
on the cocoa.
All right.
Let's do that. So what we're gonna do is create a post about this chocolate show, and we're gonna find that YouTube video and include it within the content.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. All right.
What else?
What else we got?
have? Chocolate in the history books.
Okay.
So a funny thing about chocolate, you know how everyone says, or you hear a lot of people say chocolate is sinful? Have you ever wondered where that comes from?
These are good facts. I forgot about that one.
Yes.
Yeah, little
So back in was it the 14th or 15th century?
It was 15
in Mexico,
in Mexico.
in it was one Catholic church in particular, because the services were so long, it lasted all day, and people were not allowed to eat or drink during service.
Mm-hmm.
And the women and the men were separated during that time because women were not pure. So they would have to sit in a different section of the church. And so they would drink chocolate, because the chocolate drink was very, very typical in that area of Mexico. And it's actually, we have a fact about Montezuma.
Yeah, we're gonna
That
bring that
is
up too.
really interesting. So these ladies would drink chocolate the entire service, and the priest or
Father.
the bishop,
Or bishop.
the bishop
That's right. They use bishop.
was so upset about these ladies interfering the church services with their chocolate drinking, that he made a ban on chocolate. At
No
this
more
church.
chocolate.
No more chocolate.
Because women like it.
Yeah. So then what those women did is they went to another church.
Yeah.
Right? And rumor has it that
Sneaky.
this bishop was poisoned by
That
a
was a rumor.
drink of coffee,
Yeah,
chocolate.
They poisoned his chocolate coffee drink.
They
You
poisoned
want to take
his
away my chocolate?
chocolates.
You're gonna die. And then after he died, all the ladies came back. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if it kind of ended there.
Yeah.
It might
That's
be
pretty weird, though.
It might be just a false story. We don't know.
It could be. I mean, it's come down this far to where we're at now. So I mean, who knows?
It was on the internet. I mean, anyone can make up a story on the internet, and it's
Yeah, Wikipedia.
how do you know it's
if
valid?
it's true or not, or if it's valid.
Yeah.
for that
So
matter.
anything that we're saying during this show, we cannot attest to its validity.
We find it on the internet, and
Yes.
we hope that the resources we look at, because we look at several, that it's worth the truth. So that's what we're.
So don't take us to court
Yeah,
and
we don't
sue
wanna get
us
sued.
for chocolate inaccuracy.
Yeah,
Okay? Just
these are
want to
chocolate
put that out
liars.
there.
They're chocolate liars. Chocolate liars.
They lied to us
They
about
lied to us about our chocolates.
Yes.
All right, what else? Pardon me.
Oh, great.
Ooh,
Cough up
excuse
on the
me.
show.
It's
We're going to
chocolate
make
cough.
everyone turn off.
It's sweet. It's a
Perfect.
chocolate cough.
It's a chocolate cough.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So the other interesting fact is that the Aztec Emperor Montezuma, he drank 50 cups of
A day.
cocoa.
A day.
A day.
How do you do that? I don't even drink 50
Daily.
cups of water. It's like he had it. I'm sure wherever he was at, they put
Where
like
you
these
going?
bowls, and he had to just drink. All that he did is just turn around and then pee, because he was drinking so much. That's all he did. So he never left his area then.
Never left his area.
No, 50 cups of chocolate. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So I mean, you got
But
maybe.
it depends on how big that bowl was. So all of the
That's
high
true.
society had different. The normal people, the peasants, they drank their chocolate drink out of gourds, right? Because everyone drank chocolate in the Aztecs and.
That is true.
Yes.
We just found out about this. That's true. Everybody drank chocolate. It was
according
like
to the internet.
according to the internet.
According to the internet. So I lost my train of thought.
And everybody drank chocolate.
Everyone drank chocolate. And Montezuma, he had his chocolate drinks in a very special, ornate vessel that was, I'm sure it was covered in gold.
And I don't know if what we call a cup now, there is a cup. I mean, maybe it could have been like you get at church and you do a little thing.
A hand, like something. Yeah, it was probably not what
Yeah.
we think of a cup today.
Okay, then he didn't have 4 or 5 bowls around him to pee in.
I really don't know.
Okay.
Well, back then there was no such thing as a bathroom, right?
True.
So,
Okay.
food always leads to the bathroom, doesn't it?
They go hand in hand.
I guess they do.
All right, what else we got?
What else do we have? Let's see. Other great facts about the cocoa was known as the drink of the gods because at some point someone left the cocoa out for too long and it started fermenting.
Mm-hmm.
Then when they drank it, it was alcohol, right? It was
Humans are gonna.
alcoholic.
When I heard this fact, I was like, man, humans will find anything and make liquor out of it.
But
Alcohol.
so the reason that they drank it was for spiritual reasons.
Yes, they did.
It wasn't.
Sure, they did.
No, it wasn't like
don't
it
be-
is today. People
Yeah, yeah.
drink to do all kinds of
To
stupid,
be social.
crazy stuff. But back then, at least from what the research I did on the internet, people weren't that crazy, or maybe they were that crazy.
Girl, they were sacrificing women left and right.
Okay,
It
they
ain't
were
crazy.
pretty
That's crazy, yo.
Okay.
Oh, for the gods. And they drop her and then he drinks coffee like nothing, or chocolate.
Chocolate, yeah.
They are
Just
crazy.
drop them into the volcano. You're right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
But,
Uh-oh.
excuse me,
Call
chocolate
the
attack.
COVID police. What's
Stop
going on?
it. I don't know.
Little
I
cough?
got the dog.
It's allergies.
It's the dog, yeah.
It's allergies. It's not COVID cough.
It's
Don't
the
be
dog.
alarmed.
I already had it twice. I can't get it again. I'm just kidding.
No, he did. He did have it twice. But yes, it's allergies, so don't be
Excuse me.
alarmed.
Okay.
Can't cough these days.
I know. It's like before you had to hide.
Do you need some
Now
water?
you have to. Oh, yeah, I would love some. Thank you.
Sure.
Does it have chocolate in it?
No, it's no chocolate.
All right, what are the facts we got?
Let's
This-
see. How are we doing on
Ooh,
time?
I don't know.
Look at that. So we're
We
still
got
good
lost
on
in
time.
this
It's
chocolate.
11:16,
Oh,
so we're good. We're
Oh,
good. And let's see. What other chocolate facts did we find? So, talk about chocolate and pairing it with alcohol.
Ooh, my favorite. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we going to talk about chocolate
So,
pairing?
because chocolate is acidic, right? Is that true?
I don't recall.
Well,
looking
dark
that up.
chocolate is acidic.
It's acidic.
right?
That I know, but I don't
So
know if
you
all
can't
chocolate's acidic.
pair a dark chocolate with a light, like a light wine
like a
or
white wine.
champagne, right?
Right.
So because the two do not mix, so dark chocolate is always paired with red wine.
That is correct, and that is an actual fact. And I took a small course in wine, and that is correct.
So are there some wines that are better to pair?
For chocolate?
Yes.
Well, dark chocolate really has that. It just depending on. There's not a whole lot of array of difference for chocolate unless you're paying like these expensive prices for dark chocolate, because dark chocolate is pretty much the same depending on the consistency. So pretty much, you can go with a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Merlot. Keep them up in the darker ones. Once you get a little bit lighter, it's like pairing it with a white wine. So you don't want to do that. So I would go definitely with dark chocolate. Me personally, I don't like wine and chocolate, but go with a Cabernet Sauvignon or Merlot if you're going to pair them both. And then preferably get something that says cocoa extract only. That's pretty much it.
You don't like chocolate and wine?
I don't like chocolate and wine.
Wow, that's.
I don't.
I don't know what
I
to
mean, I
say.
know.
I mean, everyone's
I like wine with food, but not with chocolate.
not with chocolate.
I had it once and it just.
But you know, chocolate is food, right? It comes from a fruit tree.
Okay, yes, you're right. It's food. I don't like
It is.
chocolate.
Okay.
So yeah, just pair it with a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Merlot.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And when you eat chocolate, do you like chocolate at like room temperature, or do you like cold chocolate?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And you guys ask yourself that as well too, but I
Ask yourself that question.
I mean, I don't really eat chocolate. Like I never have. I don't like it, but I do like it. I just
now you
don't
do like
eat
it.
it.
Can you make a commitment? Can you say, yes, I love
No.
chocolate? No, I don't love chocolate.
I am on a lose weight binge. We just started the show, and I just started losing weight because I gained so much. So I'm not gonna put it on my list, and I'm not gonna eat chocolate.
It's a foodie challenge, right? How do you?
I mean, I'll eat some. So I like chocolate. If it's Twix, I like it cold. If it's Snickers, I like it cold. Three Musketeers, I like it room temperature. That's me.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I like my chocolate all the time.
All the time.
It doesn't matter what temperature it is. It doesn't matter what temperature it is outside. I don't care.
And you know what's funny is like she hides the chocolates. Like she's
I
a grown
don't
up. She hides the
I
chocolates.
do not hide the chocolates. I am proud to be a chocolate eater, and I eat it all the time. Okay.
That girl does love chocolate.
Yeah, maybe I'm what is it called when you come back from like you come back as another person. What's it called?
A doppelganger?
No, when you come back from.
Resurrection?
No, not resurrection, but you're pretty damn close.
Oh, I'm gonna get there.
I just can't remember the word. How embarrassing! And here we are live on Facebooky.
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 We're not doing any gambling here, babe.
Not doing any gambling.
I don't know what it is.
It's not resurrect. It's not resurrection. Anyway, it'll come back
Oh
to
yeah.
me when I
Machiavelli?
leave.
No.
No.
Okay.
So maybe I'm a direct descendant from Montezuma. That's why I'm so obsessed with chocolate.
Could be.
Maybe that's what it is.
You like it a lot.
I do.
What else
So
we
we did a poll on LinkedIn
Oh, that's right. We did do a
about
poll.
chocolate, and the results were very, very interesting. So I asked, how important is chocolate in your life? And
It's pretty funny.
so the options were days that end in Y, at least once a month. Oh, I only eat chocolate socially. Like you would fall into the socially category.
I'll eat it
right?
socially, yeah.
But
Have a
you
bite or
would
two.
never eat chocolate by yourself.
No, I don't buy chocolate for me. I just eat it if it's at a social gathering.
See, I eat chocolate by myself.
We go to chocolate stores to try chocolate. That's what we do. Well, she does. I go with her.
Yeah, so
You want a chocolate today? I'm like, who does that? Actually, a lot of
Me.
people do.
A lot of people
Because
do.
there's a lot of chocolate stores and a lot of good ones we've gone to lately.
yes.
Actually, yeah, they're really
absolutely.
good.
Did you know you can learn how to become a chocolatier?
Well, I can tell you now that I know that it takes, with the prices of some of the most expensive chocolates that I have on our list back here, I think you need to go to school to become a good chocolatier.
Maybe that's something I'll plan on doing next.
Okay.
So the choices were days that end in Y, at least once a month, only eat chocolate socially, and not a chocolate fan. So we had 1,300 people actually saw this this
I
post.
was like, what?
Yeah. So that
And
was,
how
that was
many?
pretty
Yeah, it was
cool.
pretty cool.
So the results were 38% say that they eat chocolate on days that end in Y. 28% said at least once a month. 17% said they eat chocolate socially.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm
And
in the small pack.
17% said that they're not a chocolate fan. I don't understand that.
Well, everybody's different.
I know, but how could you not like
Just,
chocolate?
you
I mean,
know.
I respect people's diversity, but how could you not like chocolate? It's the perfect food.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like sugar.
Sugar water.
Sugar water.
Yeah, maybe that's why I love chocolate.
So I don't know.
because
So I mean, it's pretty balanced out, I guess. So
sugar.
it's 38 for the days that end in Y. What was it again?
Days that end in Y, so there's a lot more chocolate fans
Yeah,
out
there really
there.
are. So a lot of people like chocolate. Hey, who was I?
Yes.
I mean, they have a whole aisle in the store for chocolate, but yeah.
They do, 38%.
Wow, right on.
Yeah.
Okay, right on, chocolate fans. Here's a hand for you guys.
Yeah, woo-hoo. What's your
Cool.
favorite chocolate ice cream? Do you have one?
Me, favorite chocolate? No, my favorite chocolate, ice cream to eat is... Oh, you know what? I like Rocky Road. Is that considered chocolate?
Yeah.
Then...
Klondike.
Oh, wait, that's not chocolate. Because that's my
Klondike.
favorite, the Klondike bar?
The
Well, what'd you
Klondike
do for
bar.
a Klondike bar?
That's covered in
Yeah,
chocolate.
with a polar bear on it, it's got me in the cover?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
I
okay,
love
okay,
that.
Okay.
That's
okay.
beautiful.
Did you know that I made a TikTok video about the Klondike bar?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
You share it with Andrew?
I did not. I
Okay,
just,
then I
it's
didn't
on
see it.
TikTok, so
Oh,
check it
yeah.
out.
I don't do
the
TikTok.
Klondike, the Klondike
cool, I wanna
bar
see it.
video.
Okay. I actually love the Klondike bars.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I try not to. You gotta pace yourself.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah, there are a lot of things I would not do for Klondike bar. I would just go to the store and buy it.
That is a pretty good
That's-
slogan though. I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right, what else we got?
And let's see, we are actually past commercial break,
let's
so
do a commercial.
we are going to commercial break.
Oh my God! I just got through watching a great show on Boss Up Houston Network. Have you heard? They're bossing up, okay? And I heard they're looking for you. Any podcasters, talk show hosts, if you're a writer or producer, we definitely need you. Come aboard and boss up.
Are you a small business owner that is struggling to promote your company?
Our topic today is what's your status?
Shoot the dice at
Hey,
this
you
point.
should, yeah, you just shoot the dice, roll the dice.
So,
Yes.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's attorneys.
Fine.
Liliana Victoria Blanco.
I love it.
Imagine being televised on a national platform. How about being a host or sponsor on a syndicated podcast? Or being featured on exclusive promotions and interview for your product to your ideal customer? Hi, I'm Kayla Sneed, and I'm head of sales with Boss Up Houston. And here at Boss Up, we like to help small business owners and entrepreneurs advertise, promote, or become a sponsor for one of our television, podcast, or radio shows. All you have to do is click the link down below to see if you qualify. I'll be seeing you soon.
This is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Welcome back to Houston City Beats Foodie Life. I'm Elizabeth Marquez.
And I'm Andrew Kano.
And we are here at the Boss Up Houston Network. So thank you very much, Boss Up Houston, for giving us this opportunity. This is a great studio. We love coming here.
Yes, this is not our home, okay, guys? This is an actual studio with a bunch of cool equipment and a bunch of offices.
Yes.
I'm just saying that for some of our friends who are like, y'all doing it from the house.
Yeah, no.
It's not the house.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about next is our Feeder Heat. So there are 5 restaurants on the Feeder Heat table. Get
Yes.
it? Table.
Feeder heat table, I got you.
Yeah,
All right, right
Feeder
on.
Heat table. So the first one on the list is
Who are we talking
for
about?
Feeder Heat is Chocolate Bar.
Chocolate bar. That
The
was when you went.
chocolate bar.
You were there with on an event. I wasn't able to make it. So tell us about the chocolate
Yes.
bar.
So I had an event that I was bringing chocolate to because, of course, I'm a big chocolate
Like
fan.
they delivered. I saw the pictures.
No,
Pretty-
they didn't deliver.
I thought they delivered the
no,
chocolate.
No. So I was late. I was running late, unfortunately. Lately, time has not been on my side. I don't know what's going on, but I was running late. So in my state of panic, I'm like, how am I going to pull this all together? Because then I have to go to the chocolate place, and I'm not going to have enough time, and then I have to drive to the event place, and it's a mess, right? So I called up the people at the chocolate bar, and I told them, hey, I've got an event that I'm going to, and this is what my budget is. What can you put together for me so I can take to this thing? And they asked for my name, and they got a few more bits of information from me. I show up. There's my order, exactly like I wanted it.
That's pretty cool.
Right?
That's pretty cool.
And with a smile. The chocolate bar, everyone there at the chocolate bar, I don't know what they do with their employees, but everyone there is always happy. I don't think I've ever gone in there
I think
once.
they're paying them in chocolate.
Maybe. Is that why they're
Probably.
happy?
Checking
Yeah.
the chocolate.
Maybe they're sneaking some chocolate on the side. I don't know. I mean, I would be pretty happy
So
if
good experience with them.
it was a great experience.
So obviously you tried some of the chocolate. How did they taste? Were they good?
The chocolate is, you either have bad chocolate or you have good chocolate.
This is true. I wouldn't know the
You
difference
know.
because I think Twix is good.
See,
But I have had some chocolate that's expensive, and there is a difference.
there
You're
is
right,
a
you're
huge
right.
difference.
You're right. You're right.
There is a huge difference. So this is definitely not Twix category. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give the chocolate bar a definite 10.
Wow, that's a big rating coming from you.
Yes.
All right.
So I give them 2. Oh, but see, we can't give heat to chocolate places because the chocolate will melt.
In your hand, in your
Oh
mouth, not in your hand.
Yeah. No, I give them definite heat.
Definite heat for the chocolate bar.
I would go back.
Cool.
For sure.
All right.
And they also have ice cream there. They have I've had their ice cream before.
Right on.
Good stuff. They
I
have
haven't gone there.
desserts.
I don't think
They
I've
have
been
an
there.
array of desserts that would just
Okay.
make
Definitely.
you go to the gym, you know?
Yeah.
Just
Like we don't go enough.
Well, no,
Oh,
I
you
don't go
don't.
enough.
Okay.
So you need to check that place out so you could give
Actually,
it an evaluation.
I'm gonna swing by there sometime this week if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. The next place on the list is Bonjour Cafe on Kingsland. So we went there.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Oh God, that was good.
Yes, it was. So we went there looking for a place to sit down and have a meeting, coffee, like a coffee cafe place. So we put in our search requirements in Google, and Google popped up this Bonjour Cafe.
And there we go.
So we walked in there expecting coffee.
Okay, so before we even get there, we were just gonna go to have a meeting because we're always having meetings everywhere. It's too far to drive to the office. So let's find a place to sit down, We like booths, so we technically look for that. So we're driving to go to this place, and I promise you, you will pass right by it. You will never know what's inside unless you looked it up. We didn't know what to expect when we got there. We're thinking coffee with a baguette or something. Oh no.
Oh, no.
It's like you walk in the door, it's like it's a little invisible shield, you stepped into Paris. I'm not kidding. And they have all their stuff lined out, like they have these little pillars painted on the wall, and all these little, and even the music was like
Could you
French.
step into
I
Paris again?
stepped into it like that.
You
It's like,
stepped into it like that?
oh, yeah, I
Okay.
looked back, I was like, come on in. So we picked our little table, and then even though they trained their staff really well, and the
Five-star
five-star
service.
service on this
The
thing.
waiter had his hand.
Behind his hand the whole time. I was like, what you got back
his
there, baby?
arm behind his
Yeah,
back.
like really proper. So that's
Very proper.
very, very proper, and that's high-end restaurant.
I was not
training.
expecting that at all.
Yeah, so we ordered this stuff, and I had
Yeah.
the avocado toast, which was amazing. I didn't like the balsamic glaze, but that's my fault. But oh my God, was it good or not?
It
Tell the rest?
was. There are no words to describe
We
how
spent about 2
amazing
hours
it
there.
was.
We spent
Yes.
about 2 hours there. After the meeting was done, we just kind of hung out there and soaked it up. And we looked outside, and we talked about it again. You really can't tell that place is there.
You can't.
But you gotta go.
Yes, you cannot
Gotta go.
tell that the place is there. The balsamic sauce that they put, I can't remember what I ordered, but I do remember that it
You
was.
liked it, right?
It was a
She liked the
moment.
balsamic.
It was a food moment. Have you ever had a food moment? Well, that place will give you a food moment.
We
So
do when we go to
there.
these places. We do enjoy our food. Like we
Yes.
take our time, we savor the food, we have conversation, and we enjoy the food. If it's good, we stay there for an hour and a half to 2 hours. It doesn't matter if it's a hole in the wall or a restaurant. If it's good, we'll enjoy the food. And then I do dessert now. We will order dessert. We had a dessert there. It was a simple dessert.
Croissants.
They cut the croissant. They get it a little
Chocolates.
toasted, and they put Nutella in the middle.
Was it
It
Nutella?
was Nutella. With some Nutella and chocolate. I don't know what chocolate they put. And then they cut it down the middle, and that was actually pretty good.
It was really good.
Delicious. So Bonjour Cafe, I give you 2 heats
I do the same. 2 heats.
for Bonjour Cafe.
Except for your outside appearance, it's not very.
I don't think they
It's
have
not
very
very
much.
appealing.
They don't have very much they can do about that though.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they could when their lease is up. I don't know. I mean, it's not my business, so I don't care.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I do find that the food was spectacular,
It was great.
and
It was great, hands down.
I look forward to seeing them grow because the chef that runs
Chef Arnaud.
Yes, he really loves. He has a passion for cooking, and he loves what he does, and it shows.
Yeah, he does. And their marketing strategy, by the way, they still text me every day.
Oh,
Please,
really?
you got 20% discount. Come and get a biscuit. Come and get
Oh,
a
you
all
got
that. I
on their
signed up for their
list.
savings plan. And
Oh,
you know
okay.
and every time I respond to their text, I get a point.
You
so every day I
do?
accumulate a point. Yeah.
What?
So it's like I get $1 every
Why did I
day.
get on this?
Oh, because
I missed it.
I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing. Just put my
Well-
number in if you ever go without me, and you're good.
Anyway,
I'll share. I'll send you a text.
sadly disappointed.
All right, what else we got?
What else so the other place we went to is Semirami's on West Hunter.
Semiramis.
Semirami's.
Another chocolate experience
Yes.
that we had was
Semirami's is definitely high up there on my chocolate shop list.
yeah, it's one of those chocolates. Every chocolate we had an assortment of chocolates, and every chocolate that I've been into, like I knew I was squirting like in my mouth. Like,
Squirting in your mouth.
oh, you know when you bite something that's really good and your flavors start to come out in your mouth. You've never had that?
I don't squirt in my mouth.
I guess that sounds funny.
I don't know what that is.
I don't
but
squirt
okay.
in my mouth. Well, it was really good. Every time I took a bite, it's like melted in my mouth. They use 0 preservatives in this chocolate. We asked the lady, all the chocolates from there are 0 preservatives. So if you put it in your car and you leave it in your car for less than 5 minutes, it will melt. There's nothing to hold it in place, so it'll melt. The
That's
chocolates are
true.
really good.
Because it's real chocolate.
No preservatives.
Try leaving a Snickers bar or a what is it? Tic Tac.
Oh, she said Tic Tac.
Tic Tac. No.
Twix.
Twix. No, what's the other one?
Which one?
There's Twix.
Milky Way?
And
3 Musketeers?
the ones that you break.
Oh,
into-
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Tic Tacs.
Tic Tac. Tic Tac.
Tic Tac, Kit Kat, potato.
Kit Kat. Whatever. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're all yeah, I guess. Yeah, they'll stay up for a little bit.
We should do a test.
We are
take
gonna do a test.
like the real chocolate stuff and then take the store-bought chocolate.
Let's see which one melts quicker. We know which
Yeah.
one's gonna melt quicker.
But it'd be cool to do like a time lapse on that.
We could. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, if we get some time, we'll come back around to chocolates and we'll discuss it again.
Maybe so, if we have time. That's
Okay.
the magic word. So what do you give in terms of a rating? What do you give that place?
Well, I mean, I'm a person who doesn't really do chocolate, so I went in there with a high expectation because I know that there's really great chocolate. And everything I tasted was great. Liz took a box to go. She paid like $36 for a box of chocolate.
Well,
which
it
is
wasn't
not-
chocolate. It was a Middle
took-
Eastern cookie.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
it's
anyway,
good.
so yeah, I give it heat. Zimmermiri, what? What's it called?
Semiramis.
Semiramis on Westheimer. You get from Andro, you get heat all the way around.
So I'm looking for. You know what I loved about Semiramis?
What's that?
Is the owner there. She is really nice. Like we walked in and she
She's super
was very kind and she engaged us in conversation, which is part of the experience, right? As opposed to what was the name of the other chocolate place that we went
Oh,
to?
Zayed. It starts with a Z too. Is it Zayedi? Zayed?
I'm looking it up right now.
Um,
That place,
Whatever.
those chocolate Zania.
Zane, there you go.
Xenia. Chocolate Xenia on Westheimer. So we went there probably 2 months ago.
It's about 2 months ago. We stopped by there after dinner.
So both of these places, they sell chocolate. They're a lot similar in what they sell. Chocolate Xenia, they have a lot of pastries, which the Semiramis does not
It's
have
all chocolate.
pastries. Semiramis is all chocolate with some of the Middle Eastern cookies, which I'm not familiar with their names, so pardon my unfamiliarity. So the difference between the two, definitely customer service. Would you agree?
I would agree hands down. The chocolates
Yeah.
were great, but if you were to give me the choice of where I'm going back to Semiramis because she was so attentive. She had a conversation with us. And then the outcome is I'm always talking and I'm always trying to make money or to put Houston City
make
beat up.
money.
I stayed in contact with
trying to
her.
make my
Trying to make my
money.
money. I stayed in contact with her. As a matter of fact, I have a call with her son today because we might do an event there. So if we do, we'll let you guys know. That's the difference. You don't want to make no money. She wants to make some money. The customer service.
You know,
is bad.
I think they both do. But okay, remember when we
His
were at
service was
Chocolate?
bad, though.
When we were at Chocolate Xenia, the owner came out, right? And I see
I
the
do.
owner, and I'm like, sometimes I'm overly energetic.
She is. Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And I said, "Oh, hello," and
She
he
did.
looked at me, and he made a run.
He just
for,
turned around
for
and
the
walked
back.
away to
Yes.
the back. I was
No,
like,
he didn't
okay.
walk. He didn't walk.
He's like a light little. No,
The guy-
it was
the
a
guy
trollop. It was
ran.
a trollop.
No. Like he ran. He was in a
He ran.
marathon.
I'm trying to clean it up, but he
No,
did run.
he
Like,
ran.
he ran. Like who does that?
Like, oh my gosh!
Oh my
she's
God!
talking
Somebody.
to me.
She saw me.
Yeah.
Who
yeah.
told her I'm the owner?
Yeah. And I
The
was
dude
just,
like really bounced.
I was just trying to compliment him on the great store and the food and the chocolate. It was so good, and we had this croissant that was out of this world.
I think what happened was he's like, I don't know any English. And
No,
he took
no,
off. I
no,
know.
no, no,
He just
no.
didn't want to talk.
No, he just didn't want to talk to.
He was being rude.
to us. Maybe it was me. I don't know. But I give chocolate Zane. Wait.
Zania.
Semiramis. I give Semiramis
Heat.
heat.
I do as well.
2 heat.
To heat all the way around.
Yeah.
And what about Zayed?
I give them 1.
We're gonna give him with the same thing he gave us, those feet.
Yeah, oh, okay.
The
But
same thing he gave us.
the food was good.
But I still okay. So if your food is good, so we have to discuss that at one point.
your food is good,
what
but
do you
your
do?
service
If your
sucks.
service sucks, what do you do? I mean, that's we should have even talked about it.
But you see, there are so
It's
many
difficult.
restaurants in Houston to choose from that if a restaurateur has crappy customer service,
You just go to another one.
go somewhere else.
Go to
You
another
know,
one.
take your money where it's going to be loved and cherished, right? There's a lot of restaurant owners out there that would love your business. So take your business where people will love you.
It's just difficult. Like I was in the restaurant industry for a long time. Everything from being a server to bartender to assistant manager to event coordinator. I did it all. So it's difficult when you go to a restaurant and you have a great experience, and then you go to another restaurant and the food is so good, but the service is really bad. What do you do in things like that? Well, I tell you what you do because this has happened to me in my time. So I've had many couples that'll come out or families that come out and they had a bad experience at the restaurant because of their server. They made the choice because the food was so good to come back again and they got me. I'm not saying that I'm good, but I do my job. And they said, from now on, we're going to come back because this is the best food we ever had and it's the best service we ever had. So take that extra step. Don't always count a restaurant out just because you got a bad server, because they got like 10 more. They had 10 more. You won't go?
No.
Okay. See, everybody's everybody. I say give them another chance. But she won't. She won't do it. I will. Because we've had this before. Let's go over there. She's like, nah. But I do. I mean, because, you know, it could be a good experience for you. But one bad experience, that'll close the door for you?
It could be a bad experience.
Okay.
Right?
It could be.
So why would I go back for another bad experience?
You know, that's true. I see
Yeah.
you. But you could have a really great one if you got a great server.
Like Cyclones.
Oh, yeah, we're not going back there.
Yeah.
That's true. We had really good service. The food was good. And we went there
We
for
had
almost
good
3 years.
service?
Well, no,
No.
we actually didn't have good service all the time, but the food was okay.
I think what did it for me the last time I
The
went to
margarita.
Cyclones was that this lady was cleaning her table at the bar, and the spray from
Oh my God, it hit us in the face.
the spray from the bar was
Hit us in the
shooting
face.
into the table.
We're
we
sitting here, yeah.
at.
It was
Yeah.
like,
Bad call. Like, customer service is so important. I don't understand why restaurants do not make a better emphasis. Keep your employees happy. Engage them in what they're doing. Give them ownership of their jobs. If they're waiters, give them ownership of that restaurant. That restaurant is as much theirs as it is yours as a restaurant owner, because without them, you wouldn't have a good restaurant. And that's why a lot of restaurants suck, because the restaurant owners treat their employees like crap.
so their employees work
And-
like crap.
And it reflects in the quality of the food that comes out. You know, well,
True.
okay, here, fun fact about food. Why do people pray before they eat?
Why do people pray before they eat?
Yes.
Oh my, you put me on the spot. Well, when I pray for my food, when I did, at some point,
When
it's,
you did.
yeah,
I
I
don't
pray that
pray anymore.
I pray that the food is good.
Well,
oh my God, I hope it's good.
The reason that you pray is to give the food positive, surround it with positive energy, surround it with love,
Okay,
right?
sure.
And that's why people pray. We've forgotten that over the years. And I'm sure someone out there, a theologian,
You listen to this crap?
will argue with me about that.
Listen to
but
this crap.
everything that we do around food has a history, has a reason behind it. And that's the reason that people would pray over. It's like water. Did you know that you can infuse positivity into water?
The Japanese
story.
guy, his name is Yoki Omoto.
Okay,
He did
thank
this.
you very much.
He did this
Yes.
technique, and it's pretty awesome. So you can grab water, and then you put water, and they get a vibrating thing, and they can vibrate the water, and they keep these beads on top where the water is. And the water, if you get a low vibration, it gives you, because it's on a vibrating pattern, it'll give you like really cool designs on there. And then if you go higher in the vibration, the designs get lighter and they get better. But they're like actual snowflake designs, kind of like the way snowflakes come down. Not what you were talking about, but I know who this guy was. You can stare into the water also and have people come around it. They did this little thing where they're, I love you, you're great, you're awesome,
Yeah, into
you're
the
fantastic.
water,
Into
yes,
the water.
yes.
All right, finish telling the story then.
So you pray into the water
This was really cool.
before you drink. You pray into the food before you eat it, and you change the vibrational component of what you're about to eat. And that's why we pray over our food,
That was pretty cool.
right?
Yes.
I mean, think about it.
It's valid. I mean, he proved it. Like the guy literally proved it.
Yes.
The food
So-
tastes better. There's good energy in it.
A lot of the things that we do, a lot of our practices in this modern age come from a story way back when that our ancestors used that we've forgotten over the years.
True. There's a lot of stuff that you know we've forgotten, but there's a lot of new things that keep coming out. Like the more people come to the world, the more souls we have, the more minds we have, the greater the food, the more experience. All this stuff is happening. Does anybody have any food? I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so the last review on
Sure.
Feed or Heat
Let's
is
do it.
Alma Latina.
You went there.
Yes.
I didn't get a
So
chance to go there.
Alma Latina has 2 locations in Houston, from
Right
what
on.
I understand. One of them is in the Heights, and I ordered the mole enchiladas because this happened last week, and I knew we were doing this show on chocolate.
She did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. And mole is made. One of the ingredients should be chocolate. I don't know if these people use chocolate.
You know, they've tweaked a lot of the mole recipes now. The original recipe from mole did have chocolate in it. Like your original recipes from way back then did include chocolate. Now some people don't.
I made mole once at home from scratch.
I heard it was good.
It was it took me the
That was
whole
good.
day. It took me all day.
Well, I mean, one is not easy. It will take you a long time.
It was a labor of love, completely.
Well, you'll never do it again.
I
though.
will never do it again.
Take care of the whole thing. Unfortunately, I didn't know you back then. I didn't taste it, but I would have loved to.
Yeah, no,
But
it was
good.
great. It was great.
Okay.
So I give Alma Latina 2 heats. It was really spectacular.
Right on.
The only thing that bothered me about Alma Latina is that they're how can
Come
I
on,
say
spit it
this?
out.
They're really big on the whole mask thing. Like they have the signs in the front. And I mean, people have opinions on masks and whatever. I mean, I respect everyone's opinion, but
So were they all over the restaurant, or?
yeah. A lot of people walk in there with masks, which is fine.
Oh, they walk in
They
with
walk
masks?
in with masks because
Oh,
they
that's weird.
want you to walk in with masks.
Huh. Okay, but it's your choice, right?
It's your, they can't force you to.
Yeah, because we're on the.
Unless you go to the doctor. Unless you go to the doctor or the hospital, then they make you put on a mask.
Yeah,
But
we don't wear masks, and we just anybody looks funny. Hey, we're vaccinated. That's what we say.
I am vaccinated,
Vaccinated.
but that's beside the point.
Yeah, I got a
So-
contact vaccination from her.
Whatever. So that's my only.
Other than that,
We all want to return back to normal life.
Yeah.
And seeing all that stuff just it reminds me of, I guess maybe I'm a little traumatized. It reminds me of that whole situation, and it makes me go back in time to during the COVID disaster of 2020.
oh yeah, I remember that.
So I give it 2 heats on the food.
Right on.
Their environment could use some improvement, but it was a good experience.
Right on. Okay, so
They
Alma
got a great
Latina.
parking lot, by the way.
Oh, that's always important.
Parking is very important for restaurants.
So you're giving them 2 heats.
I'm giving them 2 heats.
All right, Alma Latina, you heard it right here. 2 heats.
2 heats.
From Liz Marquez here in Androkino.
Yeah. So I heard you have a chocolate recipe, or do you want
I
to do
do.
a
Well,
joke?
I mean, I could do either
A
or. I
joke
actually wanted
or
to.
a-
I have one thing that I'd rather say instead of all that. I went online, I did a little research,
Mm-hmm.
and I went back and did the whole research just to make sure that the information was correct. Chocolate can get super expensive. Like when I'm telling you expensive, like
Oh, yeah.
it's expensive. Like people pay for this, and it's expensive. So I got the 5 top chocolates in the world, and I'm going to share them with you. I personally, I mean, everyone who's tried any of these chocolates, all the reviews from the chocolates, 5 stars. No one says anything bad about the chocolates that I have on this list. It's worth every cent. I want to know if this chocolate it's called Chocopolonoji Chocolate Truffle by Fritz. That's the most expensive chocolate in the world, and it was put in a Forbes magazine as the best tasting chocolate ever made.
How much is it?
$2,600, and it's only
$2,600?
10 ounces.
10 ounces.
$2,600. Reviews, it had about 100 and something reviews on it. Everybody in there was like, I would buy it again, worth every cent. I want another one. I'm gonna save my life savings to get it. So I was like, okay. So I mean, I'm assuming it tastes wonderful. I mean, you're paying $2,600 for 10 ounces of chocolate.
What must that taste like?
I don't know, like heaven?
I mean,
Like
really?
I'm biting like, I don't know, an angel?
Biting an angel?
Like,
That's
eating an angel?
atrocious.
No, it's not. Angels,
would you bite an
Angels
angel?
are good. Okay, so
why
number
would you-
2. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
fine,
Number 2.
cut me off.
All right, sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead. No.
It's because I meant it like in a good way. Like angels are sweet. They're the gods. We're with gods, angels. Okay. Let's,
Okay,
like biting
carry
heaven.
on.
All right. So the number 2 is the nipschnit.
The
The
who?
the nipschnit. Nipschnit. It's Danish. Nipschnit.
The what?
The nipschnit. I actually wrote
The
it down.
nipschnit.
The nipschnit.
Not
Okay.
the nipsh.
The nipschnit bar is worth
Nipschnit.
$1,800. It's also made by Fritz. Same company. I've never heard of them. Obviously, I
Nipschnit.
don't. The nipschnit. Yeah, it's called the nipschnit. We in tech, and that's probably why we don't buy those here. We would never buy
Nipschnit.
something that's called the nipschnit.
The
What you having?
nipschnit?
Oh, the nipschnit. Is it great?
Nipschnit.
Mm-hmm.
The nip.
The
Schminit.
nipschnit. Schnit.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, the next one is called the Wisp of Gold. It's made by Cadbury. When you tell us Cadbury in the States, we think of the Cadbury bunny. And it's the same company, by the way. It's
Cadbury.
called the Nipschnit Gold. The Wisp of Gold
Wisp.
by Cadbury, and it's $1,600 for 12 ounces.
$1,600
For 12 ounces. Like, there's a lot of expensive chocolates. The next one is called Le Grand Louis XIII by Debove and Gallier. That's a chocolate box with 13 chocolates, and it's $900.
900?
$900.
So how many chocolates?
There's 13, like King Louis XIII.
13 chocolates
for $900, and they're like
$900.
this big. I saw the thing.
Where do you buy?
You order
this
those
at?
online. No
Online?
one has those. Yeah.
So how is it shipped so it doesn't melt?
I don't know how. Maybe that's a good question. That's probably. I mean, if I'm paying $100 for chocolate,
Maybe they
I'm gonna
pack
buy a
them
little cooler for my
No,
little
they
things.
probably pack them with dry ice.
Probably.
I
I don't know. It's a
imagine
good question. I didn't get that far. And then the last one is called the Chocolatis Gold Edibles by De La Fee.
Gold
They use a gold flake to cover the chocolate. It's real gold, and it's $500 for the box.
Real gold.
It is real gold.
So you're
It's
eating real
gold. Well, real gold is soft. It's
So
just,
what does your body do when you eat gold? Like, what does your body do with it?
I become a king. Sorry.
Oh, there goes our cough again.
I cannot laugh.
Ay, Dios mío.
Hijos, too. So, Jesus, ¿qué pasó aquí?
Do you need a doctor? Should I go
I need one.
get a doctor?
No, but that's our top 5 most expensive chocolates in the world. I did that instead of the joke today. I thought that was more informative.
Really?
Yes.
I'm really curious. I shouldn't. But I'm really curious to find out what this most expensive chocolate tastes like.
We're not going to spend $2,600 on some chocolate, Liz Marquez. We're not going to do that. But if you want to buy us a box, guys, please feel free and we'll taste it with you.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so what else do we have?
What else you got?
We are actually going to commercial break.
We have time for that?
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Stay up. Where we look up, stay up.
Our new house is amazing. Great street, huge yard.
There is a bit of an issue with our neighbor's fencing. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save even more.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Peter.
Touche!
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
If you like this video, please share it.
And hit the subscribe button to watch more great Geico videos if you... Hey, guys, can you please watch the begonias? Just planted those.
Sorry.
Hey, everybody, this is Andrew Cano.
And Lisbeth Marquez with Houston City Beat Foodie,
Foodie
Life.
Life. So this is round 3, or the last chapter of today's chocolatier facts and fun.
Do you have a chocolate joke?
I don't have a chocolate joke, but I do have a
What?
joke. They were really cheesy, and I'm already
Yeah.
cheesy, so cheesy with a cheesy joke, I'm not gonna get any laughs. But I do have a pretty decent joke. It's gonna be really quick, and then we'll go into some events and things like that we're having. Okay, so it was this attorney, right? You know, he was really rich. He had a Ferrari. He had really made it big.
Did he buy expensive chocolate?
He bought expensive chocolates.
Okay,
he had a
good.
King of Louis XIII box of chocolates next to him.
Okay, now the chocolate comes into the joke. I knew you had a
It's-
chocolate
it's
joke
a chocolate
in there
joke.
somewhere.
So he's
Okay.
driving in his Ferrari, and then he's driving in a small town. He was there to defend some guy for stealing chocolates. So he slows down right at the stop sign, not quite stops, and then he keeps going. Woo! Oh, God. And he's a small town. They live off these tickets. They see the Ferrari, but I'm smarter than this guy. This is what the lawyers think.
What the attorney says. Okay.
I'm smarter than this guy. There's no way that he's chewing a straw, coming in, got his glass thinking, license and registration, sir. Why are you asking me for my license and registrations? I would like to know. Oh, you see that stop sign over there? Yes, I do. Okay, then you did see it, yeah. You didn't come to a complete stop, sir, so I need your license and registration. Wait. Hold on. What I did was I slowed down, I almost to a rolling, like right there. It's almost like stop. I slowed down and then I went. You didn't stop, sir. It's like, but I know I slowed down real quick and then I went. It's almost the same thing as stopping, right? He's like, I need your license and registration. He goes, I'll tell you what, before this gets ugly, if you can tell me the difference between stop and slow down, I'll pay the ticket. Are you sure you want to do that, sir? And the lawyer's like, yeah, I want to do that. He goes, step out the vehicle, sir. So he gets out, right? And he's like in his little $3,000 suit, and the cop starts to grab his baton. I just polished her today. He goes, turn around, sir. Turns around, and he starts hitting him with the baton. Ow! On every side, and the guy's like, what? He goes, now I need you to tell me, do you want me to slow down or do you want me to stop? That's my difference. Pay me up. Oh my God.
That is
a little funny.
That's funny.
Right on.
So what happened with the chocolate box?
They melted.
Man.
So anywho, let's get on to some other stuff. What we got?
We've got some upcoming events.
Sweet, talk about it.
On July 14th, we're doing a meet and greet at Invisible Braces.
Perfect.
So it's going to be a great networking event, and let me give you the address. We are going to have it posted on the website, so and we do hope to see you there. Our events, I think our networking events are really phenomenal. Not because we're putting them on and we're biased, but
No, they're actually pretty good, and all the people that come out, they really have a great time, and they connect and they come out. And when we did the very first one, we didn't know what outcome we were gonna do, or we were gonna have. I'm sorry, and it was great. Like we were expecting 12 to 15 people. We had 48 people come out our first time.
Yes.
That was a lot, and we had they had to open up another section of the restaurant for us, so we had all that section back there. And at the end of the night, the owner comes and goes, "Hey, can we do this again next month?" We're like, "Yeah, no problem." And we've been doing them ever since. So.
But the really important thing about these networking events that we hold is that people really make like real genuine connections. I don't know what it is, but I find it absolutely fascinating. Last week I did a small event at Designer Diva Resale.
You did.
And it was the most amazing. The things that I saw come out of that networking event were phenomenal. So proof is in the pudding. It's not about quantity. It's not about having 500 people in a room. It's about having quality people in a room. And I think we attract quality people. Whether you're there for networking, business networking, or you're there to make some new friends, build your social connections. Yeah. You could find both of those dynamics at the networking events that we hold.
You do. And the reason we started the networking events was we both have gone to a lot of networking events. And the one thing that we both had in common that we didn't like is they're never fun. I never had really a whole lot of fun. These events are fun. People are laughing.
Yeah,
you get into your little groups, and we have like a kiosk guy that comes and takes pictures. If we're in a big enough space. And they're great events. So the next one's going to be when?
Invisible Braces on July 14th. And Invisible Braces is at, I just had it pulled up. 1720 Yale Street.
1720 Yale Street. I have another
July 14th at 6:30.
Okay, July 14th at 6:30. You can also find it on the Houston City Beat Facebook page.
It is on Facebook.
Website.
And it's going to be on the website here shortly. And the other thing we're doing, so we're almost out of time, is we have the Get to Shout Out. Our official Get to Shout Out is on July 29th. Last month we had it at La Cruderia.
Oh, that was good. The Michelada Bar.
The Michelada Bar at La Cruderia.
Phenomenal
amazing.
Place.
I love their shrimp tacos are. I have never had such great shrimp tacos like the shrimp tacos at La Cruderia.
They were good.
It's on Bissonnet or Bel Air?
Oh, no, it's actually on Bel Air between Ranchester and Gessner.
What are you doing? In operation?
Yeah. Yes, it's on Bel Air between Ranchester and Gessner. So really easy to spot once you drive through there, and there's a lot of parking. There
is. So the Chef Norma, she cooks everything there on the spot, and everything is as fresh as can be and as authentic. So highly recommend that place. We love our experience at La Cruderia. We do. We give it 2 feet. I mean, oops.
No.
2 heat.
Norma, that was her.
We give it 2 heat.
2 heat. That place is amazing. I guess that's all we got for today.
2 feet because I'm walking into the door.
I'm walking into the door now. I'm not walking backwards. I'm walking forward.
I'm walking into the door.
I'm in the door. See?
I'm staying
staying here. I'll take 2 micheladas for my 2 feet that I gave you. Oh, goodness. I guess that's all we got, huh?
That's it. That's all we got. So thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back next Tuesday where we will be talking about Louisiana cuisine.
See what they got. So I basically think that's down south cooking, but find out next week on the Boss Up Houston Network, 11 a.m., Houston City Beats, Foodie Life. Andrew Cano and
Lisbeth Marquez.
We're out. You guys have a great day. I love food.
You love food.
Y'all love food.
We all love food. We're your hosts, Lisbeth Marquez
And Andrew Cano,
with Houston City Beats.
Foodie Life. Houston's best, worst, and downright fuzzy restaurants, cafes, bars, and holes in the wall.
Anything you drink or eat, we'll talk about it.